Are you ready to turn your passion into profit? Welcome to Drought Proof Your Retirement, your path to entrepreneurial success. In this podcast, we not only teach proven business strategies, but we also interview guests who share their experiences and insights, unlocking a world of possibilities. With your hosts, Kristi Hall and Marian LaSalle, a dynamic duo dedicated to helping you gain invaluable insight and lead a successful entrepreneurial journey. Visit creativecontentcrusaders.com and join a thriving community of like-minded individuals. Don't miss out on this opportunity to grow your business and achieve your goals. Subscribe to Drought Proof Your Retirement today.
Beautiful.
Hey, Gail.
Hi, Marian. We're here.
How's it going?
So amazing. Amazing as always. I'm a live, alert, awake, enthusiastic to be here.
Oh, good. I'm really happy to be here too. So I want to welcome everybody to Drought Proof Your Retirement. As you heard, Matthew Martin did our voiceover for us, so we're really excited. He's part of our community, and we just love his voice. So he said, "Oh, I would be honored." So we thought, okay, let's go for that.
Oh, that's cool.
So today on Drought Proof Your Retirement, we have a co-host. Guest co-host, Gail Kendig.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. We missed Kristi today, but I'm so happy to fill in.
Yes, Kristi is off doing something very important, and sometimes that happens to us. And
Family
that's part
first.
of what we want to talk about today is, you've got to plan for your retirement. Even if you're 12 years old and you're watching this right now, you need to start planning for your retirement because things happen, don't they, Gail?
You tell those children, you get off that couch and pay attention.
Pay attention. Yeah, get your children in here. They should be watching this.
That's right.
Oh, dear. Another thing that I really want to focus in on today is that you could download your very own copy of Drought Proof Your Retirement, and you could help your children, you could help your mom and dad. Just go to creativecontentcrusaders.com and download your very own copy. We put our heart and soul into this. Our community is filled with good, solid knowledge about how to have residual income that's coming in, whether you're working or not, whether you're off on vacation or you're helping family. It doesn't matter. You might want to have money coming in, whether you're working or not.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes. All right. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions, Gail, because I'm not really sure that I know what you're doing, what's going on in your world. Now, I do know that you live in cold country, so maybe you could start there. What's the temperature?
It's not that exciting. Trust me. I'm in upstate New York where the deer and the antelope roam, and it's 28 degrees out right this second. I had to hurry up and do a couple errands, and luckily my husband warmed my car up for me. And then we don't have any snow yet, but it's coming. It comes little droplets. It's getting us ready. But yeah, so that's about it. It's just it's nice to work from home. I'll tell you that. Where you don't have to go out. We have choices. And I just heard this morning on a call that as bad as the economics are in the world, home-based businesses are like rising and thriving. So that was really great to hear. So I love that.
I love that too. Thanks for bringing that up because you get to work from home. You're out in the country. I understand that you have farm animals and you have to drive quite a ways just to go in and go shopping, things like that. Yeah. And so it would be a drag. If you were snowed in or whatever, you couldn't get to work, guess what? You wouldn't get paid that day. And so now you can get paid every day if you work, right?
Right. And your point when you first came on, it brought me back to I'm a recruiter for my whole life, and I used to do job fairs. So with the job fairs, the kids would come, but sometimes the parents came with the kids just to make sure that they would communicate well with the person behind the podium, whatever, the whatever organization. So they were kind of like helicopter parents, I think. But the parents were also really listening because they need extra money too. And they're almost sometimes waiting for their retirement. They're being proactive. They want to know what's going on. So it's very interesting when we have job fairs to see the grown-ups just as, interested as the students,
Wow. Well, that's so interesting, job fairs. That brings up some bad memories for me. Sorry.
I love job fairs.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, but yeah, you were hiring. You weren't the one being hired. That was
for sure.
Yeah.
But it's so great to be able to motivate, encourage, and help with information. Which is what we're all about here too. And that's why I am always listening to your podcast. So, I appreciate you asking me today, because it's very important for people. It's so important to get the message out.
It really is. And so for those of you who are watching this on YouTube or you're listening to us on your favorite podcast app, I want you to know that we have some tools, we have some gifts that we would like to share with you. So one of the things that I want to share is a little bit about our community. The second thing I would like to share is that we have some cool things that we can give you that you could use in your business. So if you already have a business that you're running or you want to grow a business, we have a lot of different items. I don't know what you call them, things. I'll just give you an example. I hope you'll be able to see it. We have, if you use Canva, our dear sweet Kristi created a really cool Canva. It's a keyboard shortcuts. It has two sides, basic, elements, zooming, text editing. There's a lot of shortcuts. And that's just one of the things that we can give you as a gift if you want to come over to creativecontentcrusaders.com. The second thing, or the first thing I talked about was our community. To me, today is Giving Tuesday. And I really felt an urge to talk about what we can give. Because sometimes, Gail, we don't have the money to give, or we don't want to just give money to something. We want to give other things. So let's talk a little bit about what are the things that you feel you give that helps people.
Oh my goodness. Well, let me just give you an example, because we just had Thanksgiving. So we had a lot of family together, and my family, my brother-in-law is a very successful business person. He was successful in New York, and then he had to move to Michigan to take over a wine distribution center. So we were never at a lack for wine, let me tell you that. But he is very brilliant, and he just retired, right? So he's been talking about, what do I do now? And his wife is really talking about, what does he do now? Because they're both home. And he's like, so he said something about being a consultant and all this other stuff. I'm like, why don't you write a book? Because you have so much information to give people. He goes, I thought about that. He said, I said, so this is what people do. They're kind of always thinking outside, but you got to start thinking inside. Like, what do I have to give to the world? So it might not be money of, it could be service of any kind. It could be your neighbors, like taking care of leaves or snow or whatever. It could be that kind of service. It could be, for me, I give help in information, right? So I'm talking to him, and he's having all these aha moments. I could do that. I could do this. Yes, do a mind map. You have all these ideas, and just do. And he's like, I said, have you ever done one? Have you ever heard of it? He said, I've heard of it. And he gave me situations in his life. Yeah, I did this. I said, there's a whole chapter for your book. There's another chapter for your book. And he just got so excited. He goes, you know what, Gail, I'm so glad we got to talk today. So it's really so many ways. Just think about yourself, and I'm not saying think about yourself, because it's quite the opposite. It's about thinking about other people, but what gifts you have, what talents, what do people tell you you're good at? And then, focus on that. So our service and giving, whether it's Tuesday or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, any day of the week is a good day to serve and to give of yourself in some way, shape, or form.
I read that most people who are giving, especially on Giving Tuesday, they call them participants. They say they do it because they want to be a part of something bigger than themselves.
Leslie Sullivan.
sorry about that. And yeah, thank you, Leslie. I'll call you back later. But that brings to mind my opportunity to talk about our community. So we can all think up things that we can do to give.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes we need to be part of a group in order to do that, because a lot of us don't like to do it alone. Now, most people would say, well, Marian, you do all kinds of things. Surely you can do stuff alone. Yes, I can, but I choose not to. I choose to be with like-minded individuals, with a group of people who have not only my best interest, but our group's best interest in mind. So if you're a loner, or you're, I want to do it my way, or the highway type of person, you probably don't feel comfortable in our community, because we're all always thinking about the group, thinking about how we can create an income, how we can share our goods and services, how we can give of our time, our talent, and our voice. So that tells me that's time to talk about Minister Christian. So every Tuesday morning, it's very important that I get on the Grow Rich Mastermind. That's part of our community, our Grow Rich Mastermind on Tuesdays. Reverend Minister Christian not only is our host, but he also sings a song. Now, he's wonderful, isn't he, Gail?
Oh, I love them. They've got what is the name of it?
Never Give Up Entertainment. Yes.
They just make you feel good. They just make your morning start out beautiful. It's just very uplifting.
Yes. We start out with the harmonic
engineer,
which is usually Kristi Hall. Sometimes it's Gail, sometimes it's Jessie, and they introduce the host. Each day it's somebody different, and Tuesdays is Minister Christian. This morning I was listening and I thought, it gives me such a good feeling. It's a great way to start my day with this community that I'm talking about. So I encourage you, if you really want to be part of a community, if you want to be part of a community that is moving forward, never giving up,
right?
Always encouraging each other. That's the community. Now, I was talking to a friend of mine this morning about it, and she said, well, do you ever have anybody who joins that doesn't have a business? And I said, believe it or not, we have a lot of people who come in who just want to be part of this amazing community. And you would think, well, why? If they don't have a business, why would they want to be part of our community? And I thought to myself, well, because it feels good. Darn it, it feels really good. I've met at least 5 people in the last year who do not have a business. They just have our community. They've just been part of our community. They have no desire to even have a business.
Well, we had the coach on this morning, and he's a coach, right? He's a sports coach, and he comes on every morning because it's edifying, and he gets, amped up for his own, he's got to edify everybody else during the day. So he starts his day with that call, and he doesn't have like a side business. He's a coach.
Right. There you go. So you could be a stay-at-home mom. You could be a business owner. You could be someone who wants to create a business. I think everybody feels so comfortable here. The next part of our community is very important to me also, and that is we have training. We have lots of training that you could do. And it's just about anything from Facebook ads to SEO, you name it, TikTok even. There's all kinds of training in there, social media training and training just in general. And then, of course, the Creative Content Crusaders has their own group who meet, and we absolutely have a blast. We meet on Zoom and we laugh and giggle and talk, and we try to get some business in there as well.
I know, but we're so excited. We're like, oh boy, we have to calm down sometimes. It's like, it is really fun. Let me just say, when I was working, like really working out of the house, I was selling insurance. And this is kind of a fun little story because it goes along with what we're saying about community. But this woman that I was talking to, she had just started her business and it was healthcare. So she needed, PCAs, personal care aides who take care of seniors. She had just a woman-owned business, and I was trying to sell insurance to her. And as she was talking, she said that particular day, her husband, same insurance company that I was with, was coming into his business to talk. I'm like, what are the chances of that? Right. Okay. So she goes, so I don't think, I need you because my husband's going to take care of that. And I'm thinking, all right, so I already got this lady on the phone. So I said, so I'm thinking out of the box. I'm like, okay, well, you're a woman, right? And you're woman-owned business. I said, they should do an article on you because you're doing pretty well already. Let's see if I can connect you. I'm giving her all these connections. I'm coming up with all these ideas to help her. And I told her, what you need is a board of directors, not that people you have to pay, people that that are like an accountant, a marketing person, all these hats that you don't have, create that. So that's her community, right? She's not paying them, but she's also, it's like us. We have these experts that are teaching us all this stuff. And you know what I mean? You can just, was it Edison where he had his panel and he's saying, why do I have to know this? I just push a button and I get that person who knows that he's an expert or she's an expert in that business, right? So it's that kind of thing that we have already. But I was talking to this woman and she did it and she became a multimillionaire. I mean, she really literally is a multimillionaire and she's brilliant. I mean, she got her regular pilot's license. She got her commercial pilot's license. I think she's becoming a lawyer. She still has like the businesses. So she just flourished. And it's really about people helping people where you can become bigger than you ever thought or imagined you could be. Just serving people too. So you're serving people.
I love that, Gail.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised. Well, no, I'm not even going to say it. You might have heard me this morning because we do have the Grow Rich Mastermind is a mastermind, and half of the time we get to talk and the host will let us come out. Did you hear me say, I love to hear your voice, Gail?
No, I didn't, but I heard your comment, which I love, but I didn't hear that. That's so cute.
That's so funny. Well, sometimes there's more than 2 or 3 people talking.
Right,
So, oh, wow. So think about all the different things that you could do on Giving Tuesday that would help somebody. So sometimes it's your time, sometimes it's your talent, sometimes it's your voice. Sometimes it's just a thought. If you're creative, you could create a video or a picture a graphic that you could share on social media, or you could think about doing something like today. My mind was really on giving, and I wanted to give a really cool gift to my daughter. Like, what am I supposed to give her? She's at the prime of her life. She's got a family, she's got my grandkids. She's got a job. She could buy herself anything she wanted. By the way, she sent me a picture of her and her boyfriend, and they are in their hot tub in the backyard in the snow. And I'm thinking, oh, yeah.
I love it.
Anyway, I thought, what am I going to give her? And so I thought, I'm going to pull a picture off of her social media and turn it into a puzzle.
Oh, cute.
You can order a puzzle with your own pictures. And that's what I'm going to send her. So that's where my mind went today.
You should put that link in your description for people so they can maybe do that, because I just thought that's a great idea.
It really is a good idea, isn't it? I think she's going to love it because she is a puzzle freak.
Yeah.
I went to visit her for Thanksgiving, and it was, puzzle time.
I love it, especially in the winter and cold areas.
Right. Yeah. What else are they going to do? Well, you know about that. What are you going to do? Something outside?
I haven't got old enough yet for puzzles, but I do enjoy them. But because I'm never bored, and I'm always creating something, and I love our community. So trust me, boredom I don't even know how to spell it.
Well, I don't do puzzles because I'm bored, believe me, and neither does she. With 2 children and a full-time job and a house to take care of, she's one of these outdoor go-getters. She's got a riding lawnmower, and she does all her own stuff. I'm like, no, she's not bored.
Riding lawnmower.
Sometimes you just like to do things to just settle down. Like meditate or that's what she does when she does her puzzles.
That makes sense. You're kind of separating your brain into a different category of like, let's just focus on having quiet time.
Everybody does something a little different. Now, one of the things that our Grow Rich Mastermind focuses in on are books. People like to read. Mm-hmm. I'm into audiobooks. I really like audiobooks, but when you're listening to an audiobook, you're usually doing something. Driving. And so you don't have time. I could be driving. I could be, outside with the dogs, whatever. But then I can't make notes because I'm not usually near my paper and that type of thing. So if you're reading a book, you're usually sitting down, you could have a notepad next to you. So right now they've been talking about a book that they're recommending called
Cybernetics.
And I have not read that. What do you know about cybernetics?
Maxwell Malt. Well, again, it goes back to your thoughts become things. Your thoughts are things, and how important it is to control your thoughts. I mean, scripture says hold every thought captive, because you want to make sure that it's it's positive. You don't really want to let, there's enough negative stuff coming at you on a daily basis, and it's like you've got to keep shielding the arrows, so instead of you got to be prepared in your mind for when negative things happen, and turn those things around. You've got to reset yourself, reset your life constantly, because otherwise it'll get you, those little negative people, or that you sometimes have, you're here to make the world a better place, not to feed into the negative, right? So it's just making sure whatever comes out of your mouth is really helpful and not hurtful to somebody. So it's all positive.
Okay, well, I would really like to get that book. So I have Audible. And then, of course, if you don't want to pay for Audible, there is a free library app that you can get called Libby.
Oh,
Libby, I believe.
Really?
And let me look it up real quick here so I can make sure I give you the right.
Yeah, there's another link we can put in the description for people.
Yeah.
See how valuable you are today and how you're giving on Tuesday. You give every day, but today you're really pulling out all the stops here.
Yeah, it is. It's called Libby. Let me put it right here on the screen so you can actually see it. It is overdrive.com/apps/Libby.
Wow.
And because I do create websites, I will let you know you don't have to put www anymore. You don't even have to put the HTTPS anymore. Usually you can just put overdrive.com/apps/Libby, Libby. If you're listening to this on the podcast, it's overdrive.com/apps/Libby. And it's a free service put on by our library system. And the library system, you can borrow ebooks, you can listen to audiobooks, you can download magazines, and just about anything that the library offers, you can get through Libby. The reading.
That's such a great tip.
Well, I'm glad you've never heard of that. I'm giving you something new. How about that?
Oh, I love it. That's why your podcast is so great for people. And if you're watching our podcast right now, send this link to other people. Is it every day or once a week? Once a week.
Once a week. Mm-hmm.
Once a week. Darn.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Want it every day. Okay.
Yeah. What I like about modern technology now is that we can use this, we're recording this, right? It's recorded. And then I can upload it to YouTube so people can watch us make funny faces and, see our cool clothes that we wear, Freedom Crusaders Alliance and stuff. Yeah. Or they can just listen to us as they're driving down the road or mowing the lawn.
Right. Yeah.
on their podcast app. So, and then you could just take that link then and put it different places like LinkedIn and Facebook and YouTube, or I already said YouTube, but there's different places where you can just put the link to either YouTube or to the podcast. So that way you could share it with your friends and your neighbors. But there, before you do that, before you share that, we should talk about how you could make money doing it. You could start sharing this and make residual income. So I'm not going to go into that here on this podcast, but if you reach out to either Gail or myself or Kristi, you're going to find out that you could start making an income just by sharing our community with other people.
Even if you don't have a business.
It's true. So Gail was talking to a friend of hers that she's known for years and years and years about our service, and she took her up on it. And sure enough, she's joining our community. I'm really, really excited about that, because I think what that does is it opens up an opportunity for you to have a relationship with your friend, as well as now talk business with her.
Yeah, she's a brilliant, really brilliant business person, and she comes from, fantastic companies that are very, very well known, and so she has a lot to offer the world in her information.
Yeah. So that's how I got to meet Libby, not the same Libby as I just shared. One of my clients that I built a website for, she's an interior designer. She was just having lunch with a friend of hers, and her friend said, what are you doing now? And I just launched my brand new website. And so she went to look at her website, and the next thing you know, she's like, well, I want a website too. I have a business idea. So it's just one of those things, that you could share. You never know what people are thinking or what they're up to or what they're going to think of next week, so
that gives me a good idea, Marian, because even with my brother-in-law, I think if I could send him some of the examples, you have authors too that you've helped.
Oh yes,
like that gentleman. So a couple. So if I even, because maybe that thought, he's thinking of all these things, and Thanksgiving is gone, and now he's back to his home and all that. But if I could spark him again to say, look at what they've already done with people like what you want to do possibly, and then your thought processes, it makes it more real. So maybe I should share those, like anybody listening, you don't have to fix the world, just give them the right tools and they can do their own thing with it,
That's right. That's right. So that's how Gail is enjoying multiple streams of income. She's got more than one stream, but this is just one of them. She could share the fact that we have this community, and the community has so many things to offer, from the Grow Rich Call to all kinds of places where they can go and watch videos. They can join in masterminds. There's just too much. You can't fit it all into one little area.
But you could start with downloading your free book. You know what I mean? That's a good thing.
That is a good place to start. Drought Proof Your Retirement at creativecontentcrusaders.com.
Even if you're 12 years old.
That's right. Go tell your parents. Of course, they probably know how to teach their parents how to do it, right?
Yeah, right.
Well, Gail, my goodness, the time just flew by. It's already 30 minutes has gone, and I don't know. Do you have any other wonderful things that you'd like to share? Is there anything that you want to talk about?
No, I love the fact that we are directed to not just control our thoughts, but also have a plan of action where you have to, we have a major definite purpose, and we're always talking about that every day. You have to have, start with the end in mind, right? That is also, something that is like 2,000 years old, but I think it was Stephen Covey that wrote the book, Start with the End in Mind, or maybe that's one of his, commands or whatever. But begin with that vision that you want, and then work work your way. And that's what we're all about. I mean, that's what our call is in the morning. We've got a great financial guy. He's a wizard. He's a multimillionaire. He gives us all these tips all the time. And then all of us who add little stories, it's like, oh my gosh, that was great. And, we don't forget them because it stays with you. So much to offer. And I just think it's important to I love it because we actually have a format that we can follow, especially with your other group. And, anything that connects with you and Kristi is good. So
did you hear that? I got it straight from Gail.
It's all good. So it's just such an honor to be a part of your lives and all the other great people that we know. So it's all good. I love it.
Well, thank you for joining us today, Gail. And thank you all for watching and listening. And we hope that you'll join our community if you aren't already. So
we'll see Kristi soon.
Oh, yes. Kristi will be back very soon.
Yes.
Now, what you're about to hear, don't go away, because what you're about to hear is part of our community. Remember, I was telling you about Minister Christian? Well, he and his beautiful wife, Rita Joy, who is just a joy to be around, created this beautiful song. And so here we go. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
How do you make dreams come true?
It takes faith to make your dreams come true. Life has something special right here for you. Everything has a season, a reason to grow. So don't be discouraged by your obstacles. No. Never give up your right to be happy. Never give up. Be all you are meant to be. Things will always come to get us down, and it only gets worse when we start to frown. Let's keep hope alive in our hearts. Smile with gratitude, that's when the magic starts. Never give up your right to be happy. Never give up. Be all you are meant to be. Never give up your right to be happy. Never give up. It's your life.